The orb from Season X might be hidden on our Chapter 2 island. And it turns out, something has found it. What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another Fortnite video for Chapter 2. A pretty major discovery has just been made in Fortnite. It has something to do with the Loot Lake Orb, the Chaos Agent, and the monster. Let's get into it. Players believe that the orb from Season X is actually on our island right now. You know, the same orb that was ripped out of Loot Lake that actually caused the destruction of our Fortnite island. Yeah, that orb. Players have recently been talking about this character here, Fusion. Fusion is the final unlockable skin for the Battle Pass in Chapter 2. And of course, his back bling is the Fusion Orb. Keep in mind, the final Battle Pass skin has always been connected to the storyline in some way. It's usually the most important skin. So how come this character, with the orb from the previous island, is the main storyline skin for this season? Well, we have to dig a little deeper. Fusion by name is a creature fused together by the Loot Lake Orb. Presumably when the world was sucked into the black hole, this character was created. But what is strange is our whole season is actually surrounded by this idea of fusing characters together. In fact, multiple characters like Ripley and Sludge are alternate versions of each other that have been created or cloned. There is some kind of weird fusion cloning event going on in Fortnite behind the scenes, and it has something to do with the Chaos Agent. We've seen in this loading screen that he's doing some kind of testing on multiple characters, all which seem to have alternate versions of themselves. Players believe that the Chaos Agent might be harnessing some kind of power to test on patients, fusing them together, creating clones. And of course, if this is true, we know his testing facilities are hidden behind the bunker doors here at the redacted location. As we are in an alternate dimension, it is almost guaranteed that the orb is hidden somewhere on our island. So it is possible that the Chaos Agent has found this orb and is harvesting its power to try and clone and fuse characters together, creating these alternate versions. This seems to be the storyline behind the scenes. But we all know back in Season 9, the Polar Peak monster came out the ocean and tried to break into the Loot Lake bunker, presumably to get to the orb. Of course, he was unsuccessful, and the mecha team leader managed to break through and harness the power of the orb. Fast forwarding to our Chapter 2 islands, we're greeted with another giant bunker door. On this alternate island, is it possible that an alternate beast is soon to arrive out of the waters and is going to try and find its way to the orb, presumably to have a second chance at breaking in and harnessing its power? Guys, if we are right, this could be a crazy future event. Guys, we're going to jump into game. There is more I want to talk about. So do remember, if you want to support this channel, make sure you use the supporter creator code that is on screen right now. All right, guys, let's do this. Guys, this is a pretty serious video. No, seriously, I mean it. This is a serious one. Gosh, damn, that's a cute emo. Okay, guys, welcome back to Fortnite. This is the location of the Fusion Orb from Season X. It's right in there. I mean, we've talked about it in today's video. We know something is behind here. Something to do with the Chaos Agent, and presumably something to do with the orb. This giant metal door has not moved. It's not changed an inch. And it's kind of one of these locations that everybody thinks is going to be the main event events for this season. I know it's got something to do with it, but whether it's this season, next season, I mean, it's still pretty up in the air. Something that is worth mentioning right now is this is probably the first game that I've played where the storm has actually been in my favor. Look at this. This is like never happened. This is a first on the channel. We don't even have to move. Yo, I was thinking about this the other day. These giant doors are much like the Loot Lake bunker doors. You know how the robot smashed into it with his massive fists? This iron door is like the same thing, dude. Maybe it needs some kind of giant creature to bash it open. And maybe it's gonna be the Polar Peak monster. Seriously, I'm getting more and more convinced that the return of the beast is going to happen. He's after the Loot Lake Orb or something like that. Like a 2.0 monster returns but defeats the robot type event. I think that would be pretty sick. Oh, tell them about me. Tell them about me. I quickly want to clean up any confusion about sort of the fusion, the orb storyline weirdo thing, because it's a little confusing. It's all to do with the Chaos Agent who's got some kind of evil plan to create some kind of army or something. The Chaos Agent is fusing characters together to create multiple versions of themselves. You know, like there's a version of Ripley called Sludge, and there are a handful of other characters that have alternative versions of themselves. You know, the whole alter versus ego type deal. The Chaos Agent is using the power of the orb to fuse these characters together, as we showed off in that loading screen. So that's like the basis of the storyline for this season, but it doesn't really explain why we have this character that I'm playing right now, Fusion. This is the level 100 final skin in the Battle Pass for this season. I mean, think about that for a second. The character with the orb from last season on his back bling is the final character to unlock in this season. I don't know how I missed that in the first place. Sorry, that's my bad, I guess. Still pretty crazy though, right? This character I'm playing, Fusion, has been fused by the Chaos Agent and the orb, creating some weird, mysterious ghost energy character. Or something. The bottom end of this story is there is something to do with the Loot Lake Orb on this island. Most players don't even know about it. And it's probably got something to do with the end of this chapter. Oh, it's okay. I'm in a boat. I can survive. Hey, don't you guys hate it when you're gonna dolphin dive off the river and somebody has blocked it with resources? So when they land, they're out of the game? Man, that really sucks. Oh. Invest in your future, guys. You never know when something is gonna pay off. Oh, but always expect the unexpected. Yo, this is really going down. This is really going down. Storm's coming in. This ain't good. Oh, that was close. You unlucky son of a gun. I think I deserved that. I think that was a win for me. That was a win for the boys right there. High five, everybody. Pow! I can't really remember what I was talking about. Don't be surprised if you hear me talk about the Loot Lake bunker more in the future. And actually, don't be surprised if you see the Loot Lake Orb return this chapter. Because honestly, I think it's really gonna happen. Yo, buckle yourselves in. I'm about to drop a hard fact on you. Do you know it's like 13 days away from the end of this season? That's right. You didn't hear me wrong. Let's replay that fact. 13 days until the end of this season. And oh boy, that event that we all know is going on right now is pretty hype. Epic, it's 13 days, dude. We really need to know what's going on with this event, man. It's crazy. What happened? It is officially the longest season in Fortnite history, and it's also the season with the least amount of updates ever, which is crazy. Yo, there's something crazy going on over there. I'm about to get stuck in, you know what I'm saying? What is Epic doing? What are they playing at, man? I don't know what's about to come in the next season, but I hope it's crazy. Ooh. Sorry, dude. Hate to be the third party coming in at the last minute. JK, love to be the third party coming in the last minute. Hell yeah. Speaking of Season 2's event, what is it going to be? And are we excited for Season 2? I mean, I feel like this whole chapter hasn't really even begun. I put out a video the other day talking about all the possible events for this season, and I think one of them is going to be right, at least for this season. I personally think that they're all going to be right at some point, but we'll just have to sit tight and see what happens. But are we actually excited for Season 2 of Chapter 2. And is that what we're calling it? Season 2 of Chapter 2? Yo, if I start referring to this season as Season 2, is that gonna confuse people? Do I always need to call it Season 2 of Chapter 2? Do these still blow up? Oh, goodness, they do. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my... Oh! I'm assuming there is going to be a final event for this season. If it's 13 days and we need to have a final event, we should be seeing it any day now. Usually there's like a week before the end of the season when the final event occurs. So with 2 weeks left, we should expect to see it literally like right now. There's literally a guy in one of these bushes. Take your pick. We should be having flashing warnings saying event is beginning right now. Get yourselves ready. Craziness like that. Duh. Should we go win a game of Fortnite? Yeah, let's go win a game of Fortnite. Be right back. Oh my goodness, man. So there I was, destroying some guy, completely outplaying him. I then get shot and lose almost all my health and instantly run out of resources. Of course, the storm is upon me. I have no way of getting down and another guy is literally approaching right at this time. With perfect and precise aim, I managed to whiff almost every shot I had. And of course, this guy, he's played the game before. Moral of the story, guys, is, you know, Fortnite ain't gonna treat you well every day. Sometimes you gotta roll with the punches. Goodness. I'll catch you all on the next one. She died in the storm, by the way. She died in the storm. Goodness. She's really that good at this game. She's really that good at this game. Catch you next time.